We've talked a lot about setting up mailboxes and applying rules and filters for junk mail. All of that is about incoming mail. Let's now focus on sending messages. I click New Message and I can address the email message, and what it will do is it will autocomplete, and if I have several possible addresses in my address book or in other emails I've used, it will give me a choice of what I want. I want to send this one to my own account here, and I'll click in the subject and I'll call this test 1, and I can now type some information here. And by the way, that's my own website, and that's where we have updates, if necessary, to the tutorials and books, so you might want to check it out. So I can type that, and I can also attach a database, let's say. Here we have let's attach a FileMaker database, and I can attach an image, and the image is, if possible, brought in and displayed here, although what's going to be sent is the file. I could also attach a PDF, and notice as I'm attaching things, I have this option to send Windows-friendly attachments. If you are sending attachments to people running Windows, do check that because they may have trouble opening attachments otherwise. So now I have a variety of attachments, some expanded, some not, and I can send this email. And the way in which I send the email is by clicking the send button. It's terribly complicated. You can see it's sending here, and I can see the status as it's sending this, and this is a fairly long message because it's got a PDF in it, and it also has that image of the bridge. So it's going to take a little while for that message to be sent. But never fear, we'll send that, and then we'll come back and receive that message. Time has passed, and I have received 2 of the test messages that I sent. Both have the word test in the subject, so they were routed automatically down here to this folder. Let's look at this one, another test one. One of the things that I can do is to turn it into a to-do note. And I can do just by selecting it in the list, and I can say, check out the details for it. And I can give it a date and a priority, and I have calendars that I can put it into, and I can give it an alarm, and the alarm, let's say, will be a message the day before. I can add another alarm, which is a message with sound also the day before, and so forth. You get the idea. So I have now turned that email message into a to-do item. And the to-do item is going to show up in the to-do list of iCal, my calendar that is included with Mac OS X. So what you've seen here is the ability to turn a message into a to-do item, and even more interesting than that, I think, is the ability, if I look at the other message, this was the one where I sent a graphic, I sent a FileMaker database. I can select text within this and turn that into a to-do and set a date for that. The same thing. Low priority for that. And so I've added that to my iCal list. I can also turn a message or part of a message into a note. Which I can then send to someone or attach things to or close. So the point is here that I now have over in this section, I have reminders in addition to mailboxes and smart mailboxes and the mailboxes on my Mac and the RSS feeds. I have now created reminders over here that can be notes or to-do items that are integrated with iCal. Do you start to see how everything, after all that preparation, setting all the preferences, all the settings for email and so forth, everything starts to come together as the software rises above the individual data elements and the individual applications.